Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you more Running Red. Last time, I got my Well of Suffering set up over top of my altar, and I built myself a new spawn chamber to go with it. Today, we're going to go over exactly why that spawn chamber is right where it is, and that is for the very good reason that I want a second altar, which is also going to be feeding off of the same chamber. I'm going to need quite a few runes to go with this second altar, but I've got the basic shell constructed, including the glowstone and the bloodstone bricks already in place. So let's go get our runes together to make this altar dance the way I want it to. And back on the primary island, where you start, I have set up everything I need to make a whole bunch of... You know what? I've got the wrong orb there, don't I? Rune of Sacrifice requires the Apprentice Blood Orb, and that's in my bag. There we go. 40 Rune of Sacrifice is step 1. Step 2, I'm going to come up here to my Cyclic Assembler. Whoops. Almost missed. There we go. And I have set up in here a schematic for a Rune of Dislocation. Now, the Rune of Dislocation requires imbued stone, regular stone, which I don't have any on hand at the moment, but now I do. Regular stone, 3 water buckets each, and the Magician Blood Orb. There we go. So those will get fixed up while I wait, basically. Oh, ran out of stone. That's right, it uses quite a bit of stone each. So we'll just toss some more stone in there. That should be more than enough. I'm only making 16 of these. Let me show you how this is going to get laid out. The Runes of Dislocation are going to make up the primary layer. Basically what makes it a tier 2 instead of a tier 1 altar. And these Runes of Sacrifice are going to go right here. And this way, this altar will also get vastly increased benefit from the Well of Suffering. Now, you'll note that I have not quite enough Runes of Sacrifice to fill up the third line, and too many Runes of Dislocation planned to fill up the top. That's because it's going to go like this, because I like this little pattern. Also, this should give me enough Runes of Dislocation to use just about all of what I'm producing with the Runes of Sacrifice. And I will fill in this center area as normal. Right now, we'll just put down some blocks here so that I don't go tumbling to my death. As entertaining as that would be. In any case, you get the idea how this is going to work. What I'm going to do with it, that's going to be the interesting part, but that won't come until after I get it built. And there's a bit of a problem with getting the whole thing built. See, as effective as this has been, over the course of making 80 reinforced slates for the Runes of Sacrifice and 16 imbued slates for the Runes of Dislocation, I've discovered that having this thing so close to where I am is a problem, because when I'm running around doing stuff, if I'm not standing out on that platform, I shut down spawns. There's a couple of ways around that, but all of them are fairly tricky or tech intensive or power intensive, none of which I'm really prepared to handle right now. So I'm actually going to go back to the old standby of the mob spawner, the one that I just tore down a little while ago. I'm going to rebuild it directly over top of that. And a number of you have asked for the details on exactly how to make that spawner. Now's your chance to see. So let me get started with the basics of that. We're just going to pop right up here. And right in the center. So right about here. Is that center-ish? Seems it. And then right there. We're going to break out a 3x3 area. The spawner works better with a 3x3 area available. And because the Well of Sacrifice will generate power based on exactly how many hit points a monster has at the end, well, I mean, like, it generates LP based on the hit points of damage it does. I'm going to want some cobwebs, which I think I destroyed all of the ones that I had, but as you remember, they're a fairly easy creation with a bit of string each. I'm going to need 45 string for that. Not a problem. Let me go grab that out of my mob chest. I should have close to that already. 27. No big deal. We'll let things run for a bit and I'll get some more. Don't I have more hanging out in here still? Nope, I actually used that all to make my wool. That's okay. In any case, there's going to be, at the end, a layer of cobweb right on this bottom bit so that the mobs will land here safely and then fall to where they won't take any damage. We're going to encase this entire thing with blocks. Bricks, specifically. So that, it'll look good. You can probably leave out the corner bricks if you really desire. It'll save you some materials that way. And it actually kind of looks neat. And let's take a look at exactly how far we're going. So, I want to be able to stand down here and have things spawn. In fact, what I'd really like to do is be able to be up here and have things spawn. This means I'm at Y67. Monsters will not spawn when they are within a 24 block spherical radius of you. This means if I want a block directly above my head to be able to spawn a monster, it needs to be at least Y92-ish. 91 might work, 92, it depends on exactly where it's calculating everything from. I like to be standing on Y92 for my main spawning platform. So let's pillar our way up to Y92, and that'll give me the ability to build from there. By the way, any agoraphobes or acrophobes in the audience, this is going to be one of them episodes, if you hadn't figured it out by now. Just, you know, a little bit of warning there. I'm going to be flying around, I'd like to say with the greatest of ease. I'm just hoping I don't end up plummeting to my death, but I think between 2 swigs of my potion flask and my air sigil, I should be okay. So now that we're up at Y92, I'd like this to be my primary spawn platform. The reason for that is that monsters will stop moving once they are 32 blocks away from a player. And that's also spherical distance, which means that if I'm standing over next to that altar, well, not everything even on this platform is going to want to be moving around, and anything further down, further up than this is going to be even more limited. So we're only going to build the 2 spawn platforms because there's no real point in building more than that. Now, I need to use my potion flask at this point, because I'm going to need creative flight of ability. From here, I want to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Ish. Yeah, there. I think there. Nope, one more. Here we go. The idea being that there will be a space of 3 before you get to the next floor. Now let me fill in a bit here. 2, 3, and then... and... Whoops, that's not quite right. I need 3 there, skip. 3 here, skip. That needs to break. 3 here. Skip. Huh. Something's very, very... Oh, I skipped on the outside that time, that's all. Bang. And bang. And bang. Alright. And then I want to go just a little bit further down than that. 1, 2, 3. Helps if you actually build it right. Makes a big difference. And the idea is there should be a straight shot down into here. I should be able to stand here, hold spacebar, and... oh, I got stopped. which means I've got you and you in the wrong spot. Oh, that's not a surprise, actually. I just derped it up there a bit. It's okay. We'll get it fixed. Everything will be all right. Everybody's happy. Everything's cool. Something's wrong. Hang on. I'm going to do this the intelligent way and just do the pillars on the corners. That'll make everything okay. There we are. That's what's wrong. And I fall because my flask ran out. That's okay. I don't need it at the moment. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of bouncing around with the air sigil, which is going to be terrifying. Also fun and exhilarating. And other, you know, excitement kind of words. Ow. I am glad I have these slow fall boots at this time. Let's just chow down on... No, that's raw beef. Alright, we'll eat bread. Bread is good. I like bread. Well, that couldn't have been more perfect if I tried. And believe me, I've tried. Okay. Now, the method to the madness here is to get everything going down this hole. We need to kind of funnel things towards the hole in the long run. There we are. And the way that happens... exactly how... and where, and such. There's no point in... Okay, so this is what I've done wrong. Apologies, this is like my third or fourth time building one of these, and I have to kind of do the trial and error bit a bit every time. That's not going to be a problem. We need to already start expanding out by the time we get to this point. That one block there, it's, well, actually, you know what? We don't need that one block there. We don't, because things are going to plummet, and that's okay. This will actually make things, well, hang on, I'm wrong again. That block will be helpful. So many ideas going through the head all at the same time. Must remember which ones are actually relevant and which ones are the chaff from the trial and error process. All right, I'm just going to build the basic skeleton of the spawner to show you, like, the core idea of it. So this is the kind of the collection plate before things get their final collection. Monsters will fall down here. There's going to be a 3 high space. 1, 2, 3, and then the next floor. And this area is actually where the gap is going to be. So a lot of this stuff that I built has been silly and wasted time, but, well, that's what happens when I try to do these long cut formats and show you guys a little bit more of the process. 2, 3, I feel like that should be a trademarked term. And it does, like I said, it's got to be one more than that, actually. Because this is the new floor. And we are going to have a gap here. And then solid terrain over top of this other gap. And then a gap in the middle where they can fall to that spot. And in this floor, I want to go 3 spaces out. And then make my new wall, which is going to be, again, 3 high before the next floor. So let me get this basic skeleton expanded on. I'm just going to build, I think, one corner of things so you can see how it all works. And yes, this is going to cause quite a bit of terrain coverage below it. That's all right. We've got everything lit up down there anyway because, you know, nighttime. Okay. That'll do. Now, do I have my saw on me? I do. One very important aspect of this entire endeavor. You're going to need some slabs. In fact, you're going to need a lot of slabs. Those slabs need to go down every other block like this all the way around. And the reason for that is to stop spiders from spawning. Technically, you don't have to use slabs. You could use covers or panels or whatever. I use slabs because that's what you can make with cobblestone. And it was the first thing I thought of. And, you know, I should really pick those up and build them with something a little more material efficient. What you need is to break up any 2x2 spaces so that the spiders will not spawn. I've tried other configurations on the slabs, and I still occasionally get spiders no matter how I do it. I've never had them really spawn over open terrain like this, though I've had some people say that this gap allows them to, but in, you know, 100 hours of testing, it hasn't come up. So I'm not worried about it. This is what has worked for me. 3, next floor. Now, the way this floor is going to work is we're going to have a gap right here, and then we're going to have another solid platform in the center. And this solid platform is going to be a fair bit bigger, because that's going to be 3 spaces, and then there's going to be that gap in the middle, and we're going to have a solid piece right here. And let me get this built out so you can see in more detail what I'm looking at here. Oof. Oof. Ow. And again, it comes out 3 and then becomes the next wall. And this one ends up needing to go quite a bit further this way. And it comes out 3 and becomes the next wall. And this is where everything's going to be spawning. This is the minimum distance away from the platform. Without being at least this high up, when you are standing next to the altar, things won't be spawning. However, if you're not standing next to the altar, things this high up likely won't be moving, but things down there will spawn, which is why we have a larger platform there as part of the funnel system. And this is very much a funnel. It is a gravity funnel that will lead more and more monsters to their eventual demise. And just like I did originally, there's just going to be this one primary spawning platform. If I go up another one from here, there's not going to be a lot of purpose to it, unless I build something that can help move the monsters. But I don't want to build something that can help move the monsters when the monsters are perfectly happy to move themselves. If I'm going to build a complicated spawn engine, then I'm going to do something with materials I don't have access to yet. And that is actually the long-term plan, is to build something much fancier than this. It just needs to wait on tech and materials. Now, the reason we make the floors 3 high like this is for Endermen to be able to spawn. They have a little bit more trouble navigating because of the slabs everywhere, but they managed to get down there, as you've seen. I gathered quite a few ender pearls before I swapped over to this particular configuration. And then this goes like this, and it goes around. And once again, you need to have your slabs, or actually I'm going to switch over to panels, covers. We'll go straight to covers. These should work. I haven't actually tested this before, so this might be, you know, a terrible idea and not actually function. But again, you start in a corner and you go 2, 2, 2, 2. Just every other block gets a slab or panel or cover or whatever you use. And hopefully there'll be no spiders spawning. Okay, so that's the basic idea. And then, you know, you fill in the roof. I am out of blocks. So I'm going to get, well, you would go up, you know, your 2, 3, and then this level up here would be the roof. So yeah, I'm going to get some more blocks together, and I'm going to finish building this thing, get it all put together, and finish putting the platform together with, the second altar together. And I'll be back to show you everything when it's done, put the lid on things, and show you the whole system in action. Back in a while. Alrighty, as you can see, walking towards the finished product. I have the entire tower built, which is awesome. I think it doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's get up there and show you the inside. I've been lighting everything up as I go, just in case. I have my covers down. You're going to want trapdoors, are my favorite thing to go with. Monsters will totally just wander straight over there and fall. And then take half a heart of damage, and then they'll do it again. And then they'll do it again. And that's what gets them down here. Well, maybe I should have paid it a little bit more attention. I don't have any more bricks on me. That's alright, I can fix it from below. We'll handle that in a little bit. Right now, I wanted to get the finishing touch on this, which is to get the cobwebs into place. There we go. Now there's a nice little solid patch of cobweb for the monsters to fall down onto, so they have more hit points at the bottom for the Well of Suffering to siphon off. So now we're going to get out of here, breaking torches as we go, and you'll note that every time I break a torch, a whole bunch of this area goes red hash marks. Means it could spawn at any time, not just at night, which means this whole area is getting progressively more dangerous. Especially this one. Because when I'm on one side of it, I'm actually far enough away from everything for the other side of it to spawn. If I'm right here, things can spawn in that opposite corner. Just barely. But it's enough to really worry me. Alright, so I need a few more of them bricks. Let's go grab some stuff for that. I've got... I'm almost out of smooth white stone again. I've had to harvest that sugarcane field and make more bricks a couple of times already. So. Sugar. Stone. Like this. There's your smooth white stone, which turns into your smooth, large white stone bricks. Fantastical. Get these plugged in. Now I'm going to need to make myself another Well of Suffering to go on top of this altar. But you guys have already seen the way that gets done. So I'll do that off camera. In between episodes, most likely. As you can see, though, this altar is full. Actually, you know what? Let me start getting those pieces together. Ritual stones. I need 36, if I remember right. And it's going to take a bunch of reinforced slates and a bunch of obsidian each. So yeah. Yeah, that's something I'll work on between episodes. By the way, it's definitely the Well of Suffering that's killing off my animals. It has a 31 block range from the center of this, which means 16 blocks. So it can easily get, or 16 block radius. So it can easily get over to the corner of that pasture. Alright, well, since I have things about where I'm happy with them for the blood altars at the moment, and I'll be... Wow, look at that. Just... look at that. That's happy. I am pretty satisfied with that. Let's go grab a stack of stone, toss it into this altar, and see if we can get some slates out of it without it causing problems. I would like to be able to stand over here and have those slates process without me needing to interact any further. Have everything be okay. You know what I should do? Is I should make these sides also out of dark glass so that I can see in easily. But yeah, if I keep an eye on this, it's doing a pretty good job of staying filled up. And that is largely due to the amount of mobs that are coming down from above. It also means that I'm getting a whole lot more drops a whole lot more quickly in here. I missed a couple that fell down. Neat. Okay, so let's see where we were on the questing again. Still working my way through Vampires Won't Hurt You. Next step of which was to, oh yeah, remake those elemental inscription tools that I never actually made. Earth, fire, water. Believed water was lapis. Yep. Fire is a magma cream and earth is an obsidian. Well, the earth is going to be real easy. Of course, all of them are going to have to wait until after those slates finish, which are not going super fast, but I'll probably upgrade this altar with more speed runes. That's why I wanted a second altar, actually, was so that I could have my dislocation runes on one and my speed runes on another. And the dislocation runes are going to be what ends up powering my overall system. But that'll be a task for another episode. Alright, there's naught to do but wait for the altar to free up at this point. But I am definitely keeping it going with my mob funnel going into there. I hope that you guys find the mob funnel design useful. Okay, so let's get our lapis together. I think I have some hanging around. And I believe I have the capability of creating it at this point. Maybe? Maybe I don't. Sieve, pulverizer, enrichment chamber, smelting. Yes, rain plants. That's how right. Knew there was a possibility somewhere. So, 9 rain plant seeds. So I've got a whole bunch of them planted. I got a whole bunch of them. That's why I had, at one point in time, a whole bunch of them in here. Alright, let's grab our plants then. I only need 9. So there's absolutely no problem with replanting most of these. Fun times. Good enough for me. Perfect. And the magma cream takes a bit of blaze powder and a bit of slime ball, which I believe I have both of over here in my chest. That was 1 slime ball and 1 blaze powder, which I'm actually out of the powder. Oh, nope, I've got 3 right here. There we go. So I do have everything I need to make the inscription tools. Nice. I was afraid I was going to have to go back to the nether to get more blaze stuff. I am very happy that I don't. And these guys are still working on becoming slates. The altar is not quite keeping up with the speed. Let's see how it can do if I am all the way over here. Alright, I'm going to let those turn into slates. I'm going to get my inscription tools set up. And once I'm ready to hand that quest in, I shall return. Well, that didn't take very long at all. Here's my other 3 elemental inscription tools getting tossed into this chest right here. And here is my quest complete. We'll take the left-hand ore bag this time. And we'll open it up. We get 16 gold ore berries. That's not very exciting. It's okay. Straight into the pulverizer, turn into ingots for me. Doing pretty good on materials at the moment. Red heart canister. Sure, why not? Having more of those is not a terrible thing. And another half of a heart, which can't help me at the moment. So that opens up a good bit. We have anger. You're in the land of the dead. What if you could call the dead to help you? What if you could bind them to a blade and let all their anger flow out with yours? Make a bound blade. Well, I already did that, didn't I? We'll grab the notch apples. get a full heart reward, bringing me to 11 lives, an epic reward bag that I'm not going to open until I clear out some inventory space, which shouldn't be too difficult. Put you away, put you away, put you away, put you away. And we'll come down here where I'm sure that I will be safe to open it up. Epic reward bag grants 8 more notch apples. Nice. I'm coming up on a stack of those, aren't I? They're in here. 39. Over half a stack. I'll take it. Next on the list is unfortunately not already complete. We have Still Beating. It works. You're able to harness their souls. Sure, you have to supply them with life, but we can easily get that from the other dead. So, needed to collect a weak blood shard. Done. Rip into your heart. You want me to kill 15 skeletons and 15 zombies. Well, I don't really manually kill things myself anymore, but I can probably make that happen without too much risk. The only problem with this whole idea is that, you know, creepers are an issue. Pretty much anywhere I would go to manually kill things. But it just has to be, you know? Going to have to do it. In any case, that will be next episode. Between now and next time, I'm going to get those ritual stones made up. You're doing pretty well. Still processing. Making myself another large portable tank because I know I'm going to need a couple of them for what I'm doing. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the episode and the tutorial, well, refresher course if anything, on how to build this style of mob trap. And as you can see, it is still very, very effective at creating lots of monsters for minimal effort. Takes a fair bit of materials, and you need to be willing to pull off a couple of death-defying stunts. But when you're working with an Air Sigil Featherfall 5 Unbreaking 1 boots and a Flask of Flight, you're in pretty good hands. You should be safe, well, for the most part. Safe-ish. We'll go with safe-ish. Alright, thanks for joining me, folks. See you next time.